What's up, everybody? Justin Fensterman here, and I hope you all had a very happy, relaxing, and food-filled Thanksgiving, because now it's time to feast on those fantasy football titles here, as I have another stock watch for you when it comes to fantasy football. Let's talk about players trending up and down. No rest for the winners. The time to dominate is now. Let's clinch those playoffs. First players on the rise. Let's start with Deshaun Watson. Watson has been a top 5 fantasy quarterback this season. He's mobile when he wants to be, and he's coming off of 2 games in which he's thrown for over 300 yards. We saw how the Titans just carved up Indy, and Watson has thrown multiple touchdown passes in all but 3 games this season. He's lost offensive players to injuries throughout the year, and he's been able to still thrive. Watson hasn't thrown an interception since week 5. Running on the Colts isn't as easy as Derrick Henry made it seem, and Watson will have to be throwing a bit more in week 13. Finally trending up at receiver, Deebo Samuel. It's been an injury-filled year for the 49ers. While they can't seem to catch a break, or as others would say, they've caught too many breaks, bumps, and tears, they still have Samuel back in that lineup. When Samuel is in, he's targeted. His double-digit targeted game in Week 12 wasn't a fluke. He has very limited competition, and it provides a very safe floor to him week by week. Will opponents look to take him out of the game? Sure. But will he be force-fed targets? Yes. Brandon Ayuk has been having so much trouble staying off the COVID list. George Kittle is hurt. And Kendrick Bourne and Jordan Reed are hard to rely on as secondary options. They'll have to do more than just run the ball with Raheem Mostert. They'll be able to throw on Buffalo in Week 13. Now players trending down, and we're not saying bench these guys. I want to put that disclaimer out there because first I'm going to bring up Alvin Kamara. Whose fault is this? Some would view it as Taysom Hill. Others would view it as the Saints coaching staff. And when it comes to Taysom Hill, he's been like a monster from the movie Space Jam trying to sap Alvin Kamara of his fantasy production. We are seeing Latavius Murray get a bit more involved in the offense, and Hill is vulturing touchdowns because he's the league's version of Inspector Gadget. We were seeing some of Kamara's struggles on the ground throughout the year, but he would get bailed out by his production in the Saints passing game. Hill has thrown to Kamara 3 times. That's right, just 3 times combined in his last 2 weeks. They don't mesh, and fantasy players will have to be hopeful that he finds a way to lift the production on the ground versus Atlanta. Another running back. Don't bench, but still he's trending down, Ezekiel Elliott. Just when you thought Zeke had more protection, and he's coming off of that fantastic Week 11 versus Minnesota, and all is right in the world, Zach Martin and Cameron Irving get hurt again, and we're brought back down to earth to the minimal production that Zeke has given us since Week 7 for the most part. With Irving and Martin expected to miss time, Elliott will continue to get bottled up by opposing defenses. Just like Kamara, he's a hard player to bench, and that's how the Ravens will look to stop the Cowboys, make Dalton beat them through the air. He hasn't rushed in a touchdown since Week 5. He has been targeted just 2 to 3 times in the passing game in all games since Week 7. Not ideal. Finally trending down, Derek Carr. I know he's coming off of one of the best games of the season from Week 11, but it's clear that the Raiders are just good against the Chiefs. Carr has let down in good matchups throughout the year, and spot starting him is a huge risk. Yes, even in Week 13 versus the Jets. His throws have been off. In the first 5 weeks of the season, he completed at least 71% of his passes in each game. Since then, he's hit the 70% mark once. That's it, just once. He doesn't run much himself, but will be forced to throw more if Josh Jacobs needs to miss time. Carr has turned the ball over 5 times in his last 2 games. As great as the matchup may look on paper, be careful. Be very careful. That's your weekly stock watch, everybody. Get ready to win. Get ready to dominate. It's playoff clinching season. Let the Fantasy Alarm family help you get there, because a family that sticks together wins together. Good luck.